Hello, everybody. And to join on. Listen to some vibes of bigger. We're here for big things, big money, big abundance, big impact. When we can be bigger than this. Listen to that good song beating in your chest. Don't be scared to stray too far from the river. You can be bigger, we can be bigger. Just join everybody in. Listen to your wild dreams, the ones that make you crazy. They're telling you the right things. Why we gotta think so small? Okay, and welcome to Magnificent Money Masterclass. I am so grateful that you are all here. Thank you for showing up, and this is going to be fun. This is going to be so much fun. Can everybody hear me okay? Awesome. I am super, super stoked. And yeah, I've been sitting there for the last hour going, how do I condense all of the things that I've learned about money and manifesting it into an hour? So I've actually had to do some chunking down and condensing and all these different things. So for those who don't know me, I'm Victoria Bond, and I am beyond happy to be here. I am super, super excited. And I'm not going to lie, this money class has been coming for a while. It has been coming, it has been landing, and I do not take this teaching lightly. I desire to share the things that really matter when it comes to creating more money, magnificent money. Now, one of the things that I do want to share with you, first of all, is that money is sensitive. Money wants to be loved. And if you don't love money, it's going to go elsewhere. It's going to go to somebody else who's going to give it the love that it truly deserves. So I'm going to invite you now to write that down, like, what is it about money that you love? Okay, so we've created a worksheet. Now, you don't have to do this, but I totally invite you to follow this and go through it as we go through it. And just before I go into it, I just want to give you a little bit of an introduction on why I feel that I'm the person to do this class. Okay, because there's a million money classes, and you've probably already done other masterclasses, free ones, even free programs. And the reason why this is different, because this is completely original. This is from me. This is, of course, I've taken a lot, over 100K worth of training and brought it into my vibration, of course. But I wanted to share with you the things that have really made a huge difference in my reality. So it was only at the start of 2020, so that was less than 2 years ago, that I was going for a walk with one of my girlfriends, and I said to her, I know I'm here for big things. I'm creating this program called Release Your Blocks. I am creating these things, and I know it's coming to me. I know it's coming to me. Everything's going to be massive, but oh my God, I've got nothing in my bank account right now. Nothing. And she said, don't worry, Victoria, I'll shout you a cup of coffee. And I was like, oh. And it wasn't a low moment. It was I know it's coming, but when the fuck is it going to come? Because I can't afford coffee. And I knew that people were coming into my vortex and they're going to do Release Your Blocks and all these things. And I'd invested already quite a lot in coaches. And I was just like, what is going on here? So fast forward just over a year and a half, I went from zero, couldn't buy the cup of coffee, to over $500,000. We have done over $500,000 in less than 2 years. Okay, so we've done I think we've done multiple six figures already this year. And we are only in just the start of August for those that are watching on replay or down the track. So that is why I'm the person. That is why I'm the person to teach you, to show you what really matters when it comes to mindset. Now, I'm a spiritual empowerment coach. I have one-to-one clients. I've got programs. I have decided that I'm here for big things. And one of my biggest things is I would rather die and not be here than live. I'm here to live. I'm not here to be in victim mode. I'm not here to just chill out through this life. I'm here to be of high service, and I will be highly compensated for it. My belief system has changed so deeply that I want my impact felt around the world. So doing free things is from my heart. It's really from my heart. So if I can do it, anyone can do it. And this is what I want to share with you today, is these particular things that change my reality. Okay, so before we go into the PDF, I want to, also let you know, I want to skip back for a second, that I always had just enough money to live. Now, my husband was saying this to me before. He was like, you always just had enough. And we were always very lucky. We weren't brought up with a lot of money. And so it was never a reality for us. And it never was going to become, because it seemed like richer people and us, they were over here. They were untouchable. They were unreachable. And, the truth is, though, even though we were okay and we were lucky and we've always just had enough, I was still going to the supermarket and I had anxiety. Is it going to decline today? Can I buy a cup of coffee? Damn, I wish I could buy my friend a cup of coffee. And, the same girlfriend who bought me a cup of coffee like 18 months ago, or about 20 months ago now, before I had my massive 10K months where I've been consistent over 10K for the last year and a half. I took her out for lunch last week. And I said, just get whatever you want. Like, we got whatever we wanted. I didn't have to check my bank balance. And I took her out for lunch. I bought another friend some flowers on the same day. And I'm not trying to show that I'm generous. What I'm trying to share with you is I didn't have to look at my bank balance to see if my card was going to decline. And that there makes me feel very emotional, because I have had my card decline before. Many times, from about 16 to about now, about up to 2 years ago. So the long story short is that same friend who bought me the cup of coffee, a year and a half later, I'm sharing with her that we have just hit milestones. And I wanted to share with you, now that we're hitting these milestones, that we've hit this $500,000, that we've got consistent like 50K months coming in and all these things, that I now am an authority to teach you how, because I've done it, right? So I think, so I just want to celebrate for a moment, celebrate ourselves. Let's celebrate ourselves and all the things that we've accomplished with money up until now. So you pop it in the chat box. What is something that money brought you that made you feel so expansive? Maybe it was a horse. I know there's some horsey girls on here. Maybe it was a car. Maybe it was a home. Maybe it was like some tattoos. What is something that money brought you, because you use money, that brought you so much joy? Because today we're going to reprogram your mind. We're going to transform your reality. So courses with you. I love you, Emma. And what does that do? It brings you more, right? Okay. So here we go. Some of the things I want to share with you before we even go into the workbook is zero evidence goals. Whānau holidays, beautiful, Rachel. Creates way more money, vibration raises. So zero evidence goals. One of the coaches, she shared with me this zero evidence goal thing, and I'd heard about it before, and I was like, oh, whatever, I'm pretty practical minded, so I'm not going to sit there and go, hey guides, can you bring me all the money? Because it does not work. God is not here to bring you all the money. He still wants you, if it's a he or a she or a higher consciousness, whatever, still wants you to take action. Hello. So here it is. I put some zero evidence goals out there just, maybe 11 months ago. 11 months ago, I put some zero evidence goals out there. And I said, I want to make $300,333. So $100,000. And I want to do that. And I currently have it still. I still have the same one on my cell phone. It was put onto a vision board. I wanted a staffy. I wanted a boob job, because these are zero evidence goals, right? Staffies are about $3,000. Boob jobs is, oh my God, like thousands, like $7,000 or something. I wanted to have a big bars class. I wanted a team to work for me. I wanted cash money. I wanted to go to the beach. I put it all on my sweet little phone. You can actually see it there. I actually put 33211 because I didn't want to copy the coach who had 333. So why am I sharing this with you? Because my husband and I sat down at the end of last year in a cafe, something which is quite new for us because we could never afford to go out. We did the calculations of all the income that we had created that year, and it was over $300,000. And we were like, what? We've already hit our target? And now, of course, we've hit multiple six figures in the last 6 months. So we're heading for a $500,000 year. So that there's evidence. You don't go into a freaking restaurant, right, and order dinner, and you don't order dessert, and then you say to the waiter, hey, where's my dessert? Because you didn't order it. So if you're not going to say, I want $500,000 a year, then you're not going to get it. It's just like science. If you don't ask, you don't get. We've got to remember this. So another evidence for you, because I believe in evidence, I want to prove to you that this is for you as well, not just because I was lucky or I'm that type of person because I'm bright. It's got nothing to do with it. So last month, so it's 1:11 a.m. here in New Zealand, by the way, 1111, that there's a sign for me. So this is what happened. I said to my husband, okay, 50K months. This is what we're wanting. 50K months. Thank you, Karen, I will. So I was like, I want a 50K month. Yep, sweet. I'm at 50K months. I've done 10, I've done 20, I've done 30, I've done 40. I've done a random 60, I want 50. Why not? And I'm going to do it by aligning to me. I'm going to do it with my mindset. I'm going to do it with my body. I'm going to tap into all of the different things, right? That's what I'm going to do. Said to my husband, can you go get me the statements, please? I want to know how much money we've brought in this year, add it all up, oh, this month, the end of July. I knew July was going to be big. I went away. I did all sorts of stuff in July. So I wasn't working my ass off. I was on holidays. I was doing all sorts of amazing stuff. We made $50,747 for July. Not like that's close to 51, right? $50,747 because I specifically said I want a $50,000 month and I'm not going to hustle. I'm just going to show up and be seen. I'm going to show up and be myself. I'm going to work on all the different areas, the things I'm going to share with you, that there is evidence that it works. Now, no coach ever said, I guarantee I'll give you $50,000 a month. In fact, one of my beautiful coaches, who is now one of my really good friends, said, I can't coach you anymore because I haven't done it. So I don't want to coach you anymore. We can be friends. I'm like, okay. But I did it. So basically a zero evidence goal is asking for things that humanly do not seem possible. So hopefully that helps, Karen. So what are you wanting to do? You know, like I want to have a $50,000 month. I want to have this and this and this and this and this and this and this. I want all these things. I want a boob job. I want a sleeve. I want 5 hats that are $100 a pop. I want to go overseas. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. When you look at that shit and you go, you're right. Usually it's the New Year's resolutions, right? And then we give up on it. We go, yeah, this is great. Then we drop our frequency and go, it's not going to happen. But if you create zero evidence goals and you hold that vision and you do all the things I'm going to teach you, then you can get those things. Now, I'm going to go deeper into the tats and the hats and the boob jobs soon. But that's some of the things that are luxury. They're not required. They are not required. Okay, so what are some of your zero evidence goals? Pop them in the chat box. I'm choosing gorgeous, minimum of $5 million. Yes. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Donna Marie. $5 million per annual. Yep, so do it. Why not? Now, the next thing I want to share with you, because I must move on, otherwise we'll be here for 3 hours because there's a lot I want to share with you, is Who are you hanging out with? Okay, now this is not judgmental. This is literally awareness. Who are you hanging out with? Some of you guys on here actually have worked with me already and we've had these conversations, but what vibration are you hanging with? They say that you're like a combination of the 5 people that you hang around with. And one thing that dropped in for me last week was I felt intimidated by rich people. Oh my God, I had this like awareness. I would rather you hang out with me most. You're sweet as in Karen. So one of the things is like, how do you actually feel about people that have got more, that have got a lot of money? Quite often we settle for people that have less, that aren't as spiritually evolved as us, so to speak, or the intelligence or their money circumstances. We're not doing this kind of consciously. We're just like, oh, we can help them. So we hang out with people that are kind of, you know, the same or slightly lower in all these different areas with finances and stuff like that, because, and then we dull ourselves. We don't want to share that we had a $50,000 month, or Donna Marie is not going to turn around and say, you know what, like I want $5 million a year, because people are like, Donna Marie, you don't need that amount. You only need like, you know, $50,000 to live. And it's like, but why not have it all? The more I have, the more I can do, the more I can help others, the more I can do free masterclasses. Anyhow, going back, right? So who do you hang out with? What is going on? What is the vibration? What is the conversation? Are people bitching and moaning about not having enough money, or how much kids cost, or how much clothes cost, and how much milk has gone up, or petrol? Is that the conversation? That's not the conversations you want to be in. The conversations you want to be in is like, oh, okay, cool. So we can do this and this and this, and like expansive zero evidence. So one of my best friends, I messaged her and said, let's get together and talk about zero evidence goals. She's like, sweet as. That's the conversations we have. So what are you going to do when you have your first 50K month? I'm going to buy a fucking crown. You know, so I've had a couple of 50K months now, and I always have consistent 5 figures. I bought myself a crown. I buy myself a new hat. I get a new tattoo because I can. You know what I mean? So that's not cocky. That is like, I'm celebrating. And if this becomes familiar, bringing in lots of money, then that's what happens. More money comes and more money comes, and get easier and easier. Now, I'm going to give you an example. So Amanda Francis and Grant Cardone, 2 of the people I would say are my mentors, not that they have any idea who I am, but I like their books, I do their courses, I have purchased like 5 or 6 courses, programs this year. I just take gold nuggets out of them and apply them to my life and my business and my clients. They both went and hung around where rich people did. Amanda Francis was going to swimming pools, like to motels or swimming pools, and sitting around and doing her coaching calls when she first started as a life coach, like 7 or 8 years ago. She was recording from the park. She was doing all of these different things because she wanted to be in the vibration of rich and wealthy. But like I said, when it dropped in for me, all wealthy people scare me. That is creating a separation. But Amanda Francis was like, no, that's me. So before she had the money, just like with me, with the cup of coffee, saying to my friend, I'm going to have a lot of money and I'm going to shout you for lunch. And I did. She bought me that first coffee. She believed in me and she said, you're going to do 10K months. I said, yes, I am. And I just celebrated with her the other day that I had a 50K month, right? And that we've hit multiple 6 figures fast within 2 years, So Amanda Francis went to the pools. Grant Cardone, the guy who does 10X, great book, Borders program. I love him. My husband and I absolutely love him. He's amazing. He was broke. He used to go and hang out in the rich areas. He would drive around. So you don't have to go to the fancy restaurants. You don't have to be best friends with the multimillionaires, because they're going to probably go to a place where they're buying Veuve Clicquot, and you don't want to be like the poor cousin who's like, oh, I don't really want to drink your expensive champagne because I can't afford it. You can literally walk around the areas of these people and feel the frequency. You can save up and go to Queenstown. I just did that recently. I was around a lot of rich people and I felt so good. Felt so good celebrating. The only difference between a rich person and a poor person is a rich person has more options. They both still have human stuff going on. kids and health and stuff. The only difference is they've got more options. They can help more people. So it has to become familiar. You being in nice places, having hats. I can see right now Linda's got a lot of hats on her back wall there. Me having fancy coffee in my cup and having my kids like do whatever they want to do and actually spoiling them and stuff and going out for dinner and not checking the bank balance, all of that becomes familiar. It doesn't mean I'm not grateful for it. Somewhere we think that rich people drop gratitude because they have so much. They created it. They earned it. They have money because money is what they chose. So stop condemning rich people and jump on the bandwagon. Just saying. So hang out with, thank you, Donna Marie, for that clap. So hang out with people that have money or around people that have money. Go to the gardens, drive in the neighborhood, go to the beach. What are they doing? Look online. What are these people doing? Analyze them. Be like them. Ask for more of what they have. Okay. So the next thing is, so what I want, so who are you hanging out with? I just want you guys to like sink that in for a second. Who are you hanging out with that is bringing you down? Think about it. Is there any people, think of one person that brings you up vibrationally and one person that you feel like brings you down. And remember, this is awareness, not judgment. You're not going to block your sister because she's negative or your brother or your mom or your dad. You're not going to do that, right? What you're going to do is you're going to say, this is not my reality. I'm choosing my reality. Okay. Zero judgment. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah. Awareness. Zero judgment. Perfect. The next one is why. You have to have a reason and something to spend your money on. I shit you not. You have to have something to spend your money on. An example of this is one of the girls that I know was getting tattoos. And I felt myself judging her. This was a few years ago when I was hairdressing. I thought, she can't afford to do this. And I'm doing this for her, but she can always afford to spend her money on tattoos. And there was a charge. If you're judging, you've got a charge. It's affecting you, right? If you are like calling a spade and you've got no charge, then of course, and what I mean by charge is a trigger, then that's not a judgment. But if you're getting triggered, like that's a spade. That rich person is bad. That there's judgment. So there's a difference between awareness and judgment. But basically, I was judging my friend for getting tattoos because I didn't have any, because I can't afford tattoos, because tattoos are for people that have got surplus money. And I went, oh, that's a judgment. Fuck it. I'm going to go make a whole lot of money and get some tattoos. I'm no longer, I'm going to join her. I'm going to go find some money. I don't know. I've probably spent like 2K on my sleeve. Judgment about tattoos and money. And who's got money to spend on tattoos? I do. But because I had that why, I had to create more money. Because I wasn't going to take that out of my children's mouth, of course. Where there's a charge, there's a judgment. Where there's no judgment, it's an observation and awareness. Beautiful. Thank you. Absolutely. So why do you want money, guys? That's the first thing. This is a money masterclass. Why do you want it? This is where you go deep. This is where the real work happens, right? So spending money, you've got to spend it first. Not like, when I save up enough money, then I can choose where I want to go on holiday. Fuck that. Have a vision board of the holiday and then allow the money to come in. Now, with my zero evidence goals, and then noticing who I was hanging out with. So I hang out with a lot of high-level coaches who, oh, guess what? They're human too. By the way, they're really amazing and they're human. What I actually found is, like I got more reasons. I went to Queenstown. I'm going to Auckland this month. I'm going to Rarotonga this year. This is stuff that's big for me because I was brought up in a big household where we didn't go anywhere or do anything. And I took my husband away. I've been to the beach. I've seen my friends. Oh my gosh, I bought hats and tattoos. I got a boob job that was last year. And my husband now works at home with me. These are the small things. They all add up. To have luxury, I require money. When I feel like I'm in my luxurious body, when I'm strong, when I'm confident, when I'm all of the things, when I can buy the programs and have the $10,000 coach, just to have her on Boxer, when I can do that stuff, my vibration, it rises. More money comes. My standards have risen. I don't drop my standards for anybody now, ever. That is really, really important. So people will judge me, and that's okay, because I know my standards. I know my worth. I know my value. I want to choose lots of money so I can spend it, invest it, and be who I truly am. Abso-freaking-lutely. It's all everything, which is what we're going to go into in a minute. So some of my whys I just want to share with you as well, like the deeper whys as well, is that I want to be able to do stuff like this. Currently, you know, my husband is working in this business. He's created, we've had a team create the PDFs, to create the Zoom links, to do the email sequence, to do the advertising. We spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars on advertising for this, so I can help people. That's a pretty big why, to make money. Otherwise, I'm not doing it. I'm working as a hairdresser down the road. Okay, so you can see how that's quite strong. So I want to make an impact. My children, I don't want to ever say to my children, I'm sorry, sweetheart, I just can't afford to buy you that toy. I'm sorry, sweetheart, can I borrow your money, your birthday money, so I can go get bread and milk because pay hasn't come in yet? I'm never, ever, ever going to be in that reality, because I know what that feels like. It's not going to happen to me. So my children are a deep why for me. My husband's a deep why. I wanted him to get out of his day job because I wanted him at home with me, helping me with the kids, the housework. I wanted him doing my tech stuff because I'm not techie. I just want to talk, man. I just want to share my impact. I want to empower people. He does everything else. So is my team. I employ 2 people, 40 hours a week each, basically. Too much that is happening in the paradigm I'm currently inhabiting. Yes, okay. So you're going to be able to look into this very, very shortly, which is super amazing. So it's not just about the tattoos or the boob job or the holidays or the kids or my husband. I go deeper. And I'm not going to go into it too much because we've got a time limit, obviously, but I look at the universe, I look at the world, I look at the people, and I see people not living. And that's not good enough. It's not good enough. I was in the pits of hell. I was depressed like 5 years ago. I wanted to die. I know how that feels. And I believe that I have been given everything. All of these experiences, I've been brought up broke. I've had broke mentality. My husband and I broke up before we got married. I have done so many things. I have been in so much pain that I know that if I can break through this stuff and be happy every day, I've got this like little, this thing that sits with me, happy every day. If I can tap into that after a person who was like miserable every day forever, I'm pretty sure I was depressed most of my life, then I know everybody else can too. Now, that may not be you. You may not be in the pits of hell, but you're here because you want to change your money reality. So your why has to be deep. People are my why. The children of the world are my why. I roll out of bed at 4:30 to 5:30 in the morning and I go for a run. I eat a healthy breakfast. I look after my body and my mind and my emotions and my spiritual connection. I look after my children. I look after my clients. I look after my husband. But first of all, I look after me. It's super, super, super important. You cannot have money if you are neglecting every other area of you. You can't do it. It's going to leave you. So the little workbook. How much money do you have right now? I want you to like just have a little think about this. I want you to write down in your workbook, like when it comes to your net worth, okay? Because my husband and I, we made over $300,000, but that wasn't all because of my holistic business last year. That was because we made a little bit of money on property here. He worked for half the year here. Money came in here and it was like, whoa, it ended up being that amount. Quite often, a lot of rich people will say to me that they're broke. They've still got a broke mentality. And then later on, I find out they've got like 28 rentals, they've got this, they've got this. I'm like, oh my God, you're so rich. Like they're actually rich, but they've got a broke mentality. Okay, so we're going to work on that today. How much money do you think, just take an estimate kind of thing, of your property, your bank accounts, your investments, savings, houses, all of those things? Like, what is your net worth? Like, have a little think about it, write it down. I love my cup because my work is of high service and worthy of high compensation. If we all function like that, we'd be millionaires. Okay. So how do you feel about that, guys? How do you feel about the money that you have right now, the net worth that you have right now? How do you feel about it? A, bad, because you don't have enough. B, okay, I'm getting by, paycheck to paycheck. C, great, I'm abundant as fuck. A, B, or C? What is that for you? Explain your answer as well, okay? So bad, okay, or great. What is your money reality at the moment? So is your answer, once you look at that answer that you've written down, is it a truth or is it a mistaken belief? And what I mean by that is it really bad? Is it really okay? Or is it great? How do I feel about $0? Not happy about that. And my focus is that I'm just going to have a little read of this because I think this is going to be really good coaching here. I have absolute potentially and positively to create all that I desire. Absolutely. Not happy about that. I want you to get disturbed about that because the truth is, and for those who actually said bad or okay, because the people that are saying, great, I'm abundant as fuck, well done, high five, because you're here because you know that you can have more and 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 more. Congratulations. Excuse me, but the people that said bad or okay, I want you to really get real and truthful about this. So that's why I said, is this truth? If you're saying okay, paycheck to paycheck, that is not good enough. And I'll tell you why. Because the truth is, if you think that just being okay is lucky, like I did, you're always going to be broke. You have to have the mentality that the more you have, the more you can give, the bigger impact you can have. You have to be able to have money because money is the thing that gives you options. If I said to you right now, Donna Marie, you know what, that's okay. And there's people that all said, okay, I'm getting by. Everything's okay. I'm pretty lucky. I always get what I want. Bullshit. It is too safe to be mediocre. Now, you're safer to be broke and go, oh my God, I'm going to be fucking homeless because it's going to be a rocket up your ass. Or if you are wealthy, then sweet as. You want to stay wealthy. So you keep creating and creating and creating because you're familiar with the feeling of having more options. If you're in the middle, it's not okay. It is not okay because you slip on by. Society, which is what I'm going to teach you very shortly, has created this to keep you in your place. Now, I'm not trying to diss society. We're in a community here, but there's some mindset stuff we need to shift. Too many people are playing safe and giving up. I said at the very beginning, I'd rather die than give up, and I mean that. Anyone that knows me knows that that's true. I'll never give up, I'll never give in, and I will always be abundant, and I will get my message to those who need to hear it or want to hear it. So, do you believe that you're the type of person to be rich? How does it feel in your body? How does it feel when I say rich? Rich. What does rich mean? Rich in all the things. If I want a goddamn hat, I'm going to buy one. Rich in relationships, rich in sexuality, rich in body, rich in all the things. Do you believe that you're a person, truly, do you believe that you're a person who can be rich or is rich, or you're available to be rich? Write it down. If I was to give you $28 million right now, how would you feel in your body? Honestly, how would you feel? Because the truth is, I went for a run with a girlfriend and I said, what would you do with $200 million? She's like, well, I'd give 100,000 to my boyfriend so he could buy a Lamborghini and it'll probably pay off my mortgage. And I was like, dumb. I love her. I was like, yeah, 200 million is probably what I require just to maintain what I have. And then I could create more and I could see this. And I was like, yeah. If you asked me that 2 years ago, $200 million, give some to my mom and to my sister. I would pay off their mortgages. I would go, $200 million is not a lot of money, guys. Like honestly, it just gives you more options. You want to teach people how to create money, not just give it to them, because then they're going to spend it and it's gone. So what could having money actually do for you? Rich in all areas of your life. I'll start my true life and have the best time ever. $28 million. Yes, 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 yes. My husband said when we were talking about this masterclass, he goes, tell people to drop the idea of winning lotto. Go create your own goddamn money. He didn't use those words. That's coming from me. And I was like, yeah, I'm not saying that. I just said it. But it's true. When people go, when I win lotto, I'm like, you're not living. When I win lotto, yeah, you're not choosing. When I win lotto, okay, you're not taking responsibility. I don't say these things. I'm not going to not buy lotto tickets. From time to time, I'm going to do it. It'll be beautiful. It'll be amazing. I'm going to make my own money because I can. Because I've got a body. I'm very intelligent and clever and all the things. So now, what is your truth? What is your truth about being rich? What is your truth about having more than enough? Because my truth is, if I got $200 million today, I would be doing this call. My truth is, if I had $200 million today, I would be doing the breath work that I've got at 2:00 with my membership. The truth is, if I had $200 million, I would do more free shit to teach people how to make money. My truth is, being rich and having more than enough is that I am unlimited. I am me. What if you were unlimited right now? What if right now, in this moment, money was coming to you? Now, I was talking to one of you today. One of you are one of my amazing one-to-one clients. And while I was talking to you, 4 people messaged you and were interested in your program. Now, the coolest thing about that is we were talking about growing and expanding, and vibration is everything, not scarcity. What if I am unlimited right now? Absolutely. Thank you. Feel it, expand. Okay, so here it is, right? Say it with me. I am worthy of being wealthy, healthy, and happy. I am worthy of being healthy, wealthy, and happy. I am worthy of being healthy, wealthy, and happy. Write that down, highlight it, say it every day, share it with everybody, post it on your social media. I am worthy. I am worthy of being happy. I am worthy of being healthy. I am worthy of being healthy, wealthy, and happy, and all the things. I'm worthy of having it all just because I am. I don't have to do anything to prove myself so I can get money. I just have to be more of me. So I'm going to go into the pillars of transformation. Okay, so these are the pillars that have worked for me. And I just want to let you know that although this is a free masterclass, the value in here is worth $1 million. In fact, the value is probably worth, like $500,000, because I've spent at least 100,000 on, personal development, at least in the last year. And I've created a lot of money, and I've had 6 coaches. I'm not kidding. This stuff is gold. But if you're just it's coming in and out and you're just trying to grab whatever and whatever, then it may not land. So I really want you to see this as if you have just paid me $5,000 for this call. And I don't usually do calls for under $500 just because, right? I just don't. I don't need to. So mindset is huge. Your mindset around money. So with the mindset, right, we have to start reprogramming our minds. You guys know this? You know everything, by the way. You're an infinite, beautiful being, but I want you to integrate this on another level, like I have done, okay? So here is the thing. The unsexy work is mindset. You have got your tribe, and your tribe has tried to keep you safe by stopping you from taking risks and getting your feelings hurt or being disappointed. So they basically said, don't try, let's put you into the box that you fit into the closest. What was the box I fitted into? You can't spell, you can barely read, you're very creative, go be a hairdresser because it's safe to have a trade. Don't get me wrong, I loved hairdressing, very good at it, great at talking, but I ended up doing more life coaching than I was hairdressing. So I was like, yeah, just take out the practical work and keep doing the talking, right? So we have to reprogram this because your tribe has had opinions about you and they've shared them with you. Roles and wrists, let's play. Yes. Okay, so opinions. What are the opinions? And just take a little think. What are the opinions people have had about you of what you should do or what you couldn't do? Because you are limitless and you can, there's a good book called Limitless. I'm reading it right now. It's amazing. And you can transform your reality and you don't stop learning at school. You can learn at any time. The whole, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, BS, not real. Okay, so your belief system, right, is set on kind of this mindset, this that your tribe and their opinions have put on you. If you can notice this not to be true, again, awareness, not judgment, you get to choose for you. And that is really amazing. The next one is society. Okay, so society, churches and banks and schools, they have all put you again into a box. You fit here, you fit here, you fit here. You're either a tech person, a university person, a tradesman, and we're going to add a dollar sign to all of those things. Unfortunately, you get all these people going to university now because that's what they thrive for. They have no jobs because they've been put into a box. So it's actually hurting them. Okay. So I was put into the box that I'm not smart enough for university. Really, really interesting. In fact, my family and society basically said my whole entire family was not clever enough for university. Okay. So because I came from that bloodline, per se, you look at what all your aunties and uncles have done and your parents and all that type of stuff, you think this is the type of people we are. Bullshit, not real. It's not real. It's not true. It is a mistaken belief. It's a limitation. Society wants you to think about debt as bad and money as bad. And one of my friends, I said to him, make money, do these things. You've got your own business. And he goes, the more money I make, the more tax I have to make. Nah, don't want to do it. Oh, I want to stay underneath that GST line. Don't want to make this amount of money in case we've got to pay GST. Are you kidding? Like I paid like $1,500 just in January for GST and celebrated, right? There's a lot of different things you can do when it comes to tax and GST and all these different things if you're clever in those respects. But society has programmed you to make it harder for you to thrive. And you have taken that on and gone, oh yes, don't want that conflict. Don't want to break out from the church or from what status my school teachers put me into, or like not doing the trade or the family farm or whatever it is. Whatever. That's not real. None of it's real. How much money do you want to have? Society cannot dictate that. Neither can your tribe. They can't. That there is what you're programming. This is called the unsexy work. Awareness, not judgment. The next one is yourself. This is a thing that you need to change with your mindset, yourself, your belief systems. And the reason why is because you needed to listen to society. You needed to listen to your tribe because you were here to survive. And you did. And you're here. So now you can wipe those first two. Thank you for keeping me alive. Now I'm going to look after you. I'm going to blow up and change society and the collective energy and have a massive impact on the world. And I'm also going to help my tribe out. What if we just flipped everything around, right? I want to know, what are some of the aha moments you're having? Write it down, pop it in the chat box. This is the stuff that transforms you when you have the awareness, when you write it down, when you speak it out. I want you to share the stuff with people that you know afterwards. Teach people how to fish, right? So the next one. So actually, a question is, what mindset shifts are you choosing? Tribe, society, self. What are the things that are triggering you? What is that? Oh, shit. I don't want to go against my parents. Oh no, society's going to see me as a weirdo. Or, oh, I just can't do it. Like, what is going on in your head? Say yes, then follow the flow. Absolutely. Okay, energy. So your energy, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. If you don't look after these things, you won't have any money. Straight up. Too many people come to me. A person messaged me the other day and goes, how do I make money like you're making? And I said, well, we work on all these different things. Do you want to come along? And she's like, I just want to know how you get to the 50K months. I want to know how you do this. And I go, well, I align and I am true to myself and I do this and this and this and this. She's like, okay. And I'm like, do you want me to show you how? She didn't want to invest. She didn't want to invest because she was afraid that, again, she would have another failed program or another failed. She's done MLMs and she's done all the different things. And she was so scared. Toe in. A toe in is not diving in and committing to your living. It's just not. It's just really not. So I told her, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, you need to work on these things. People have clarity calls with me, and I'll tell you exactly what to do. I'll tell you how to go make money. But unless you can integrate these things and invest in yourself with time and money and put yourself into these positions, these vibrations of raising your frequency, the money's not going to be consistent. I never used to believe when the coaches would say to me, like, integrate, go have a bath and rest, go to the beach, do all these things and you'll have money. I was like, whatever. My husband was all like, oh my God, it's all like a freaking scam just to get your money. Now he's swallowing his words and he's actually on here right now because he's like, oh my God, like, yes, baby, you go have a bath. I'll bring you a cup of tea because when you're aligned, money rolls in. So physical, the physical is the body. How are we looking after this body? Now, we quite often talk about pussy power, right? We talk about vibration, we talk about orgasmic energy, we talk about sexiness. I've had people tell me that, oh my God, Botox and a boob job, that is so not spiritual. And I'm like, cool, whatever. I'm going to do whatever I want. I feel sexy without my boobs, but you know what? I feel really sexy with them. Breastfeed my children for 2 years. Like, why can't I fill them up? Because I want to. It's my choice. Nobody else's, my body. I want to feel strong and fit and healthy. I want to feel energized. I want to feel powerful. My body needs that. So what standards do you have for your body? Currently, I'm not watching TV. I don't drink alcohol. And I consume information. I go to sleep early, I wake up and I exercise and I drink a lot of water because that's my standards right now, because I want to hit 100K months. I want to be a millionaire. I want to reach hundreds and millions of people with my impact. So I know my body has to keep up with this high energy stuff, right? So what are you doing for your body? Are you acknowledging it? Do you love it? I stand there naked every day and go, I love you, body. I love my baby belly that birthed 2 children. I love my tattoo. I love all the things that this body does for me unapologetically. It wakes up, for goodness sakes, and moves. Like, we're so, so lucky that we have these bodies, because one day you're not going to have it. Being a psychic medium, I know that when I talk to spirits, like every single day, that they are like, do not take that body for granted. It's like an actual thing they tell me, right? So the next one is mental. You want to have a clear mind. If you have mind chatter, and you'll know if you've worked with me, because I talk about this a lot, if you've got mind chatter and you're not even giving yourself a gap to have like this kind of space, that's why coloring in and mindfulness and meditation is good. If you're not creating space, then how are you going to create more money? Because you keep thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. You think yourself into this like big stew, right? So Aligned action is what the mental is about. It's really about being clear and concise about what it is that you're wanting to deliver. Use your mental capacities for the way that you have been, they're meant to be for, which is, what is the next thing I need to do? Not thinking yourself out of situations, not thinking yourself into problems or out of problems, because that stuff never works, because your brain is too conditioned by society and tribe. What would mum say? What would society do? That messes you up. You have to listen to your gut. You have to use your mind and be clear, a clear channel in the way that it's meant to. Otherwise, you can't raise your vibration because you're still stuck in the paradigm of everybody else. So what is that for you? What mental projections are you taking on from other people? Where are you mentally fucking yourself up because you keep thinking yourself into like something that is like not even real? You're worrying about something that hasn't even happened. You might be sitting there thinking, I'm going to get COVID, I'm going to die. And then you freak out so much that you're like paralyzed and you're having panic attacks. Panic attacks and anxiety is people freaking out about the future because they're thinking it too much. They're not mentally clear about who they are. They're jumping into society and tribal and thinking, oh my gosh, it's all going to turn to shit. What if it doesn't happen? What if I can't be happy? What if something happens? It never happens unless you think yourself into it. Emotional. So how does money make you feel? How does money make you feel? When I was in Queenstown the other weekend for my husband's birthday, and we did all the things that I couldn't do when I lived there in my 20s, and we just bought whatever we wanted and we had such a great time, I realized that there was no difference between me and people that had a bucket load of money at all. I was fine dining with them. I was walking along next to people with massive rocks. I'm talking about like multi-millionaires here. We stayed somewhere really, really nice. We went to the expensive spas. We did all these things. And the difference between me now in my late 30s than when I was in my mid-20s is before I didn't even go into those restaurants. I didn't even look at those people. Those people could have been aliens as far as I know, because they weren't, unless they're coming in to get their hair done, and I'd be like, oh, hopefully they give me a tip. They were a different breed, right? So I used to feel a sinking feeling in my emotions when someone said they made 50K months, when someone said that they were millionaires, that they got a new car, that they went out for dinner. I felt jealous in my pit. I felt it in my gut, and I felt envious. I felt jealous because it was not my reality. Why was I born into a poor family? Why was I not smart enough or pretty enough? Why can't I sing? Why can't I sing? You know, and these things would come up for me. And this time when I was there, I sat there and I smiled, and a couple of times I had to pinch myself and I was crying with joy that I didn't have that feeling. I didn't see any separation between people that had money or me, because A, I have money, B, I am money, and C, I can go down and get more money, because money is just frequency. Emotionally, money now is safe with me and I love it, and I'm going to nurture her or him, whatever. I'm going to nurture money so it wants to stay with me, because I tell you what, money will leave. It'll leave the room. It'll leave. My energetic minimum used to be minus 300, maybe like a direct debit or something, or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Overdraft. Don't even have that now. But now it's thousands. And if it goes under a particular thousand, I'm like, oh shit, better go get some more money because I love my money. If you think, oh my God, money comes in and it goes, it comes in and it goes. I have friends that say to me, oh, it's coming in, but it's going. Oh, that's nice. I don't even tell them what to do. I'm like, I know what you could do, but they're not asking me. You have to love it. So emotionally, what do you like with your lover or past lovers or with your children? If you ignore it, you treat it like shit, eventually it will leave you. And it's the same with money. How do you feel about your own emotions? Do you have bitterness? Do you have resentment? Do you have anger? Do you have anxiety? Are you functioning too much in the past or the future? Get really honest with your emotional mastery. This is the stuff that I work through in my programs. Emotional mastery. Unlock yourself with your emotions and get comfortable with how you feel about being with rich people, with you being rich, because you are. And spiritual connection. You're not just a human body. If you were just a human body, then you would actually look after it more, for a start. And also your mental and emotional, but you're not just these things. You're a spiritual being, and the more aligned you are, the more spiritually connected you are, the more you can hear your intuition, the better choices you make. An example, I had the chance to spend $300 with somebody for 6 months of mentoring with something in particular, a particular interest I have, or spend thousands and thousands and thousands with somebody for much, 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 much less information. It's a no-brainer. Of course you're going to go with the 6 months for $300. Like, of course you're going to. Duh. It's exactly what you're asking for. I had to listen to my authority, listen to my intuition. And I said to my husband, look, I just keep getting this. No, am I crazy? This is exactly what I've been asking for. I'm so glad I didn't, because things came up and awarenesses came up and facts came up about this particular situation versus this one. And I'm glad I didn't listen to my head, because if you go down that rabbit hole of listening to your head and not your heart and not the feeling that you have about investing, it's going to fuck you up. You're not going to get what you want to get. You're just not. You're like, it seemed like a good thing. My head told me it was a good thing, but I knew it. I knew it was too good to be true. And I'm so grateful that I've chosen the thousands of dollars over here and this person over here, because I didn't look at the price tag. 300, 3,000, what is it? What am I going to do? The old Victoria, the 300, and I would have learned a lesson. Thank God I've already learned that lesson. So I went over here to this other thing. Never choose because of the money. Choose because of the feeling, having trust and faith. Okay, so money is a frequency and it's a vibration. You can't wait for your spirit guides or God or your angels to bring you money. I promise you, you can't. So many people are holistic. The same people that say you shouldn't get a boob job or Botox. You shouldn't take more. There's a money code, right? There's a money code. Oranges, apples. Yes. So it's not going to happen. The man is not going to come into your house and sweep you off your feet and take you on his stallion because you're sitting on your couch watching Shortland Street or Netflix. It's not going to happen. You go out, and you don't go to the pub, the stinky pub where there's pokies, to find him. Now, no offense if you meet your husband there. Mine was in the back of the car when I was 16. Anyway, it's not like that. It's like you go to a place where there's spiritually aligned people. There's people that align with you. That's what you do, right? So the same thing is with money. Are you going to get money? How are you going to get money? You're going to get money because you're going to be in the frequency. Your body's going to be aligned. You're going to be mentally connected. Emotionally, you're going to know how you feel about money. You're going to call it in, and your spirituality, your spiritual belief system, your higher vibration has nothing to do with fear. It all has to do with awareness. This is what I teach in Magnificent Mediumship. It's not just about doing a card reading. It's about changing your entire reality. Your entire reality. All different dimensions of that. So what energetic containers are you in? What support do you have? Now, I know for me, is like my coach, one of my coaches said to me, she wanted me to pay a deposit. It was one of my big investments. And I was like, oh my God, $1,500 a month. How am I going to afford that? It was a really big deal for me because I wasn't making much money at all. And she said, you can pay a deposit. And I said, how much? And she goes, something that stretches you. And that's the thing, right? I've given out free programs. I've given out free masterclasses. I have given like so much stuff in the last 2 years. Some people, when I actually do market research and go, how did you go with that program? I didn't even open it. I haven't had the time. Wow, I bet you if I charged you 3,000, 6,000, because I do charge 6,000 and some of my investments are going up tomorrow even. Um, I even charge 12,000. The more I charge, the more shit people get done. The more they see the value in it, right? So I've given out free stuff all over the show. And then I just had to like stop. That's why I want you to take this like and take it and action it, because even though it's free, it is life changing. Okay. And it is really about feeling stretched and investing. So when I think I paid her $300 and I probably had to borrow that from the kids' bank account. I don't even know, but I had to do it. It did stretch me. It kind of hurt. I was like, oh, got to make this work. She made me notice. She made me see this is an investment. It's not just personal development. And right now, you guys, I want you to acknowledge you're investing time. So it's not free. You're investing time being here, and I honor you for that, because time is huge. It really is. It's one of those things, you're taking your time to do this. So you deserve to be paid. So I want you now, right, spirit, right, action, right, body, emotions and mental, pay me. Pay me for being here. I invested some time and space into my self-development, into my spiritual growth, into my money mindset, so I will be paid. And then expect to be paid. Expand. Don't look at your bank account and go, has to come this way. Money will come. I guarantee you that. 50K months didn't come because I went, I'm going to have this and this and this and this and this and this. It went because I am all of this. And money comes to me, whether I work for it or not. When I'm in the bath, it comes more. So I had 2 baths a day sometimes. Not kidding. Okay, so then, of course, free is a gift. We get to choose what we do with that. Invest in self, invest in time, space, and beingness, or re-gift. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. It is a gift, and we can create money from it as well. So action is the next thing, right? And action is the thing that a lot of holistic people don't tell you about. They talk about manifesting, and they talk about, money like it's just you have it or you don't. There's this kind of polarity, this duality, and it's just like, well, no, you have to take action. You don't get these amazing ideas from spirit, from the universe, from your own self, your higher self, or whatever. You don't get this stuff because it just falls in. You get it because you're meant to have it. You have that intuitive kind of hit to do a program. Do the program. You get the intuitive hit to start doing readings for people, or start a cafe, or to do this, or do this, or do this, or do this. Write it down and then check in the next day and go, do I want to do this? How's it feeling in my body? Oh, I don't have the money. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. I can't do it. I've got children. Oh, I don't have a partner. I don't have a house right now. The ifs, the can'ts, the maybes, the things that are going to hold you back. These things are very 3D, not 5D. Okay, so 5D is when we're coming from heart, when we can manifest really, really fast. The action is about moving into your vortex of expansion and of abundance, and knowing, just like I said to my client today, it's coming. It gets better and better and better and better, and more money is coming, and it's coming, and it's coming, and it's coming. It's not about setting those goals, reaching there and go, I ran that half marathon, now I can stop. I did that 2 years ago. Just finished another half marathon, and I'm continuously training. I didn't just stop because I had a goal. Now my target is the next one. Now my target is a stronger body. Now my target went from 50 to now it'll be going up and going up and going up and going up, and my reach to get further and further and further as I grow and grow and grow, because this requires action and momentum. And the why is the thing that keeps me going. Every morning when my alarm goes off, I get up and I'm excited. I was actually awake at 4:30 this morning, excited about this masterclass. I had to contain myself and set my standards and say, I'm not checking my messages, my emails, or writing anything down about the masterclass until I've done me. Breakfast, run, shower, children, husband, all the things. And then I sat down and I took action in being here with you so I could be here perfectly for you in a way that I'm meant to be. You have a choice. You have free will. This is a universal rule. Yep, a universal law, I think it is actually. You have free will to change your mind at any given time. How much money do you want? It's your choice. Like, actually, it's your choice. And if you don't want a lot of money, that's okay. You can do more if you have more money. You have got a free will. You can change your mind. I decided to change my mind that I didn't want to be in broke mentality and I'm going to wait another month to do this. And then I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to do this. And no, I decided that I wasn't even going to put a limit on my coaching. I used to say to my husband, one more coach, one more thing, one more program, and I promise no more. I've got what I need. Now I just blew that up and went, I want a program, I buy it. I've got Eckhart Tolle, I've got Amanda Francis, I've got Vanessa Howlick, I've got tons of different programs sitting there. What do I feel like today? I've got Grant Cardone. I've got all the programs under the sun because I want to be empowered. I want to hang out with rich people, so I buy their programs. Like, I invest in myself, so I have this energetic container. I stretch myself. I invest in myself because every time I invest in $1, I get 10. Every time I invest in 10K, I get 100. It's like, honestly, that's my rules. So what rules do you have for yourself? What choices are you making to transform your reality? If you're not making money, it's not anybody else's fault. You are not a victim. If you're not making money, you've got $0, or if you don't have what you're wanting, it's not society's fault and it's not the tribe's fault. It's probably some of your self stuff that you need to work through. There's some gaps, and it might be something as little as the people that you're hanging out with. You're staying small so they're comfortable. I said to someone the other day, please don't stay small for that other person's reality because you're being very unkind and selfish right now. And she was like, huh? And I go, I say this because I love you, but you're here for big things. You're here to expand. You're here to share and expand and be magnificent and be rich. But by you hiding your power because you want this person to feel comfortable, you are limiting this other person. And that is not cool. If you trigger this other person, that's okay. Triggering is okay. It's a reflection. If you get triggered by someone who's got money, it's a reflection of something that you need to change or that you want. It's always a reflection. So motivation, when it comes to the vortex, when it comes to the action, motivation is your drive. Like I said, I'd rather die than not live. Now, I know one of you on here has physically died before and came back alive within your soul, alive within your spirit. And I know you'll never give up. She's not mediocre. You know, she's been low. She up. You know, we're here to expand and explode and to do things in our way. You may not wear bright yellow and bright pink on your eyes. You may not have hats. You may be quieter. You may not even be online. It doesn't matter how you do it. You just have to do it. You have to have the motivation to show up in the way that you are, the way that you be, and have allowance for your growth as you show up, as you go, as you grow. Never stop going and never stop growing. Ever. Of course, the next one is purpose, your why. Going back to that as well, looping back around to that. My why gets me out of bed because my children will never, ever have to be in broke mentality. And if they do, then that's cool. They can figure that out. It's not coming from me. So thank you to my parents for doing the very, very best they could. We never went without. We had the best upbringing, but there was never enough money. There was children, and children cost money. So many mouths to feed. I don't want to feel like that. I want to have more than enough. I want to be able to feed mouths. I want to be able to shout people food because I want to. I want to show them how to make money so they don't have to have a broke mentality either. Because this is a paradigm of the 3D to keep everyone small. And if we explode up and we start functioning from love and joy and awareness and not judgment, but more of a, what could I change here? Every time that trigger comes, your body is talking to you, right? It's talking to you and telling you what you need to do. And sometimes, if not always, it's going to be really scary. So I messaged one of my friends. I was like, I've got the money mindset. I'm so scared. and excited, and I'm running around the house, and it's like, because I care. I really, really care. I don't want to come and go, guys, I made some money, and I'll show you how. Set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm like, if I can fucking do it, you can do it. And I said to Luke, I'm going to try not to swear. And I went, yeah, right. I want to celebrate every day. And that includes giving others, gifting others, including kids, with experiences. Yep. And we are here to give and to share and to have allowance and awareness and not judgmental. When we're judging, we're keeping ourselves small every single time. It doesn't mean we have to set our standards to other people and accept them and their standards. No, it just means you're not choosing that. Thank you, but no thank you. I'm going over here. That's okay. It's called soul connections. It's called soul, blueprints that are connecting. Okay, so what is your why? And I want you to tap in. Are you doing victim mode? Excuses, can'ts, ifs, maybes, one days, just don't have the money. The minute someone message me and they say, I don't have the money, I'm like, okay then, have fun with it. Bye-bye. Good luck. Or if they say, can I have free advice? I go, sure. A, B, and C, go do these things. Good luck with that as well, because I have like a whole lot of support systems, because I invested in myself massively, time and money, because I'm worth it and I need the support. Like, no one becomes multimillionaires without people supporting them. It's just like the way it is, right? Because you're here to be in a community. Quantum leaping forward. Like, so first of all, what aligned actions will you take? How much money do you actually want? Write down. I want you to write down next to how much money you have. I want you to write down right next to it, within the next 12 months, how do you want to sit? How do you want to feel in 12 months time from now? Zero evidence goals. How much money do you want? Like one of you said, $5 million. If that's $5 million, if that feels good, if that's what you feel like, that's light and expensive, then great. And if it's a little bit scary, that's cool. You can work on that as well. How much money do you want to bring in to your reality in a year from now? What action would you take, and will you take? Shitloads, gazillions. Never ending income streams. Yes, queen, yes. So how much are you willing to do to get that money? Now, I'm not willing to sell my soul, but I see people going to work every day and selling their souls for minimum wage. I'm not willing to give up my energy. No, I'm not willing to give up who I am. There was a time where I never used to swear. Now I'm like, I have people drop off out of my reality all the time. I don't care, because they're not aligned. I believe that if we are ourselves, we're our fullest like potential, then if people come in and they get triggered by me, I hope that they transform. And I'm happy that I triggered them. And they're probably going to go off and their whole realities are going to change. And they're going to think that had nothing to do with me. They're probably going to hate me. That's okay. Because if they transform, I did my job. Okay. So this is where we have to be in no judgment of ourselves. And we have to show up and go, I'm willing to have all the money and to have the love. I'm willing to have all these things and then share it with others and to help other people create more. This is my passion. This is my purpose, and nothing is going to stop me. So what aligned actions are you going to do that can help you create this money? Are you willing to show up? I had to have a lot of balls to start doing mediumship, magnificent mediumship, release your blocks. Quantum key is the next thing coming up. To do light language online in front of people. I recently did that at a retreat. To talk to spirit. And one of you yesterday, I did a one-to-one with you, and your grandparents came through, if I remember rightly. Full blown came through, massive message from spirit. I had to trust that that was okay. I had to trust that I am worthy of talking to spirit, of having money, of doing light coding. of selling my programs. And I've also got to trust that I have done enough, and whatever people take from me, whatever they're choosing is okay too, because it's perfect. So when it comes to you, your aligned action has to be the thing that you want to take with no expectation of the outcome, because I can promise you something here, right? If everything was the opposite of what it appeared to be, and you function from that with no expectations, just like, I know I'm going to show up and do my very, very best, and then I'm going to hand it over to spirit to fill in the gaps. If you're doing your very, very best, your fullest capacity, and listening to your mind and your body and your soul and spirit, then you have to be successful. You have to. Now, one thing, an example of this is I bought a program just over 3 years ago. And I just knew I had to do it. I didn't even know what it was. I had no idea. My husband said, look, this is a scam. It's a scam. He says it a lot. It's a scam, and you can quit. It's okay. I borrowed $3,000 from my kids' bank accounts. Like, I was like, this is going to make me $1 million. I can feel it in my soul. I need to make this impact. My purpose and my drive and my why to help all these other mums that went through postnatal depression and wanted to die, like, that to me was my drive. I had something body else to focus on. I wanted to share my story. Did that program make me $1 million? Well, the funny thing about it is it ended up being a summit where I interviewed a whole lot of people, and I was sitting there waiting for my money. Where does the money come from? I'd never used a computer in my entire life. In fact, I had a phobia about computers. Didn't know how to like email somebody. Like, it was a shit show. It was an absolute shit show. But I did the interviews. You can find them. They're all on YouTube. It was called Mum's Time to Shine. And I remember messaging these people going, hey, like, legit, what's the next step? When does the money come in? Because they sold me on the whole Shanda Summers walking around going, oh, look at my house. You can have this, and you can have this, and you can have this, and you can have this. I was like, I want that. So I just paid the money. Where's the money? Where's the money? And everyone told me after that, I told you it wouldn't make any money. I told you. And really interesting enough, I thought back recently, because it still felt light and expensive doing all of that. I learned how to use a computer. I learned how to interview people. I learned how to email. I learned what a virtual assistant was. I learned how to speak. I learned how to do all of these different things because I threw myself into a pit of pain doing it, but a shitload of growth. Okay, so my husband and I quite often, Luke and I, do high five and we go, thank God for that original program. Where some people would have seen it was a waste of $3,000. In fact, it cost me more like $6,000 because I had to get the virtual assistant. They don't talk about that, or the graphic designer, and this and this. They don't tell you about these extra costs. I was like nearly in tears going, I have to do this. This has to work, right? Didn't make me any money, but now we've just hit multiple figures in 6 months. So did it make me any money? Hell yes, it made me money. Hell yes, it made me a ton of money because I followed my light and expansive. Do not have the expectations of what the program will get you. In fact, one of the girls said to me about magnificent mediumship the other day. We were on a live call, a group of us, and she goes, I don't know whether I should do it or not. And I go, well, what do you want to know? Well, what am I going to get? And I said, if you want to come into my program and you want to learn how to talk to spirit and get paid for it, and that's what you want, and that's your thing, then don't do my program, please. And she was like, huh? And I go, because you will learn how to talk to spirit. You will learn how to do card readings. You will learn to do these things. But this is about you changing as a person into more of who you be. And she's like, oh, okay. People message me, go, tell me exactly what I'm going to get. I'm like, I can't. Because it's up to you on what you take from it and how you transform. Now, a whole lot of people on this call have done magnificent mediumship, and I've got testimonials. I've got tons of testimonials of how people's lives changed, their vibration, their frequency. One of the people who didn't even want to come into my Relationship Blocks program because she was like, oh, it might just be a bit too woo-woo for me. She came in. This isn't the Relationship Blocks program, and she's talking to spirit. She's seeing shit move. This is not even the magnificent mediumship, because she raised her frequency. She released her blocks. She worked on all of the different things. So are you investing in yourself, or do you have broke mum mentality? Now, you may not have kids at home. You may not even have kids. But as women, sometimes we hold onto this paradigm of, as long as I feed everybody else first, as long as everybody else is okay first, I'll just have what's left over. I'll just have one. Yeah, I don't need it. No, 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 not me, not me, not me. Okay. So you need to invest in yourself, whether it's in me, whether it's in another coach, whether it is in a personal trainer, whether it's in a mentor. Investing in yourself creates more. Having support creates more. I know someone messaged me yesterday and she goes, can you please help me, like accountability with our fitness, with our bodies? She's a friend. I was like, yeah, sure. I had another 3 people message me this week wanting advice on stuff. I gave them advice. I didn't charge them. I can do that because of what I'm doing. So where are you investing in yourself, and are you investing enough? A lot of people, you just said deja vu. A lot of people are not investing enough. So that's why I don't do hundreds of dollars worth of programs now. It's thousands. If you want transformation, now I do have an early bird right now for Quantum Key to change all of your realities. Some of you are actually in it, who I can see right now. To change all of your realities and all of your vibrations is a holistic approach to change your connection with spirit, and to change your money mindset, and to change your body vibrations and all these different things. It's about frequency, right? So this is what Quantum Key is. On this call, right, I'm giving you guys the early bird special, and it is ending tomorrow. It is ending 24 hours. I've already told my team, I said, cut it down. I'm getting really, really strict on these things because I was letting people in here and getting this and getting this and giving this, and people don't even like receive that. It's not very kind of me to do that. So Quantum Key is early bird right now. It's a 10-week program. You have a one-to-one with me. That is huge. Like, that's worth a lot of money. You transform. And I want to let you know, even by turning up today, your money vibrations have changed. Okay, so you might be woo-woo like me, you may not be. My hands are vibrating. You'll see I use my hands a lot. They have got codes. They've got keys. Those of you that know me and you already work with me know this. Your reality has already changed with money right now. So whether you take this, you do anything else with it, whether you come into Quantum Key, Magnificent Mediumship, release your wallets or whatever, your codes have already changed, right? So my hands are like vibrating, and they're like zzz, and they're coming through, and you're changing your reality because it's a DNA thing. It's a cellular thing. It's not just your mind. It's not just your emotions. It's not just the spiritual. It is everything all in one. How much money do you have? How much do you want to have? What are you willing to change? And what action are you willing to do? Too many people come in and they think because they've paid money, they don't have to do work. It's not true. You have to do the work. You have to do the work, and the work can be easy. Also, being rich can be easy too, but it has to be familiar. Otherwise, you'll self-sabotage. Otherwise, the minute you get that first 10K from that first program, from that first tax refund, whatever it is, right? The money comes to you, and your money, you'll probably receive money after this. I would put 9 out of 10, you'll receive money out of this, right? So it comes in, you spend it. Just like my friend who said, I'd give 100K to my boyfriend for a Lamborghini. I put the other 100K on the mortgage. I'm like, really? I'd go to Queenstown for a week and drink champagne and just keep going. Oh, that's all I'd do. I'd be like, I'd give myself a week off work. Yeah, that's all I need. Right. So for you, it's really about going, okay, what are 3 things that you can do to quantum leap? Quantum leaping is what I'm bringing into Quantum Key, which is my program starting next week on the 10th of August. What this is like collapsing timelines. You can't go from $0 to $500,000 in 6 months. Or I lie. It's been $500,000 in just less than 2 years, basically, in 20 months. You can't do that without quantum leaping. They tell you, this is a little bit of a mistaken belief that you get told, it takes 2 years to start making any money in your business because it's a new business. Don't expect any money for the first 2 years. And I was like, that's too long. I don't even know if I want to be a coach in 2 years. Like, I quit shit because if something else better comes along, I'm going to go do that. I follow the energy. Do you want to make money now? Do you want to change your money reality now? Do you want to change your mindset now? Do you want to have a life that is full of joy and purpose and you are aligned? I know some of you are singers, some of you work with horses, some of you are mums that stay at home and have made some bold moves. Some of you have done magnificent mediumship. Some of you want to make a big impact. Some of you have died, and you're here to share the story. What do you want? What is your message? What is the impact you want to have? It wasn't never about the money. The money will only get you so far. I want this money. I want this money. That's not enough drive. It's not enough purpose. I want my kids to say, Mum, thank you so much for buying me my first car, for taking me on holidays, for buying me shoes when I needed them and wanted them, for buying me ice cream because I wanted it. My kids have never heard me say, even when I was broke, they never heard me say, you can't have that, I don't have the money, ever. They don't understand that concept. So this is what I wanted to share with you today. And hang on, is there another page there? Just have to have a little look. Last question, my friends. What would you choose if you knew you could not fail? What would you choose? I would choose this. My zero evidence goals started 2 years ago. When I went to put out my first program, I had no idea about anything with money. All I knew is I had to do it. 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 I even gave away the program for half price because I loved it so much. I wanted to beta it. I wanted to test it. I wanted to see. I wanted to perfect it. I've now done it like 4 or 5 times. It's my signature program. I have given it away to people. You can have this. I've got a program called Soulful Shift. I'm not sure if you've done it or not, but it's free. And I'm like, oh my God, maybe I should put some money on it so people do it. Because we message these people, go, have you done the program? It's life-changing. It's a free program. It's life-changing. It's like 5 modules and a workbook and meditations and all the things. It's amazing. And they go, oh, I haven't got around to it. Oh, maybe if I put like $4,000 on it, you would have done it and got the results that you were actually choosing. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? Start thinking bigger. Bigger, 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 bigger. Sam Walker, bigger. I am going to leave it there, my loves. Now, if you want to jump on to the Quantum Key at this special price, this early bird, let me know. If you're interested in the September Magnificent Mediumship, let me know. These things are transformational. If you want to go one-to-one, I've got like 2 spaces available for one-to-one. Let me know. All of my investments, and I want you to take this if you're a coach and utilize this as well, all of my investments are going up. In fact, I'm thinking of doubling them. I talked to my coach about it and I was like, I've transformed so much. You've got to remember when people are paying you, when you're calling in money, they're paying for your vibration and your frequency. So if you're too cheap, people aren't going to come. I proved that over and over with my readings. My readings are now like $555 US for like an hour to spend time with me. Not because I'm comparing myself to anybody else, because I know my worth and my value. So what are you doing? What are you charging? What is your value? What is your worthiness? Right? Follow your gut always and choose for you, nobody else. Okay? Alrighty, guys. If you're interested in that, email me, victoriabondhalohealing@gmail.com. Thank you, Luke. You just popped that in the chat group. This has been fun. This has been way too fast. 90 minutes, perfect amount of content. Glad I condensed that down. Of course, there's structures and strategies, by the way, if you're a coach. But the truth is, structures and strategies do not make you $500,000 quick. It doesn't, because if you don't believe in yourself, no one's going to see you or buy you. Okay, so thank you so much for everything. This is amazing. I'm so grateful that you did a lot of writing there, Donna Marie, because this is all going to transform your reality. Bringing it out, journaling it, speaking it. Go and share the stuff that you learned. Speak about it before you forget about it. And also, like, be it. You're all worthy and high value. And you've probably spent a bucket load of money on trainings and it invested in yourself. So it's time to get that money back. So keep investing, keep choosing. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you later. Bye.